Welcome, guys. Thank you for tuning into this video. But before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that if you aren't already in the free community that I have with over 2,000 members, I'm going to leave it in the description below. So feel free to join. It's completely free of cost. If you're watching this and you're one of my students, then obviously you already know about it. But if you're someone who found this on YouTube, please check out the description below, give it a like and subscribe, and we're going to hop into this. So today's video is going to be on SmartScout and how to find specifically suppliers and brand direct accounts using their brands tool. Now, there's a lot of other tools. I'm going to make other videos on this, but today we're going to just focus on this brands category. And I do have an existing video on this on YouTube already, but I'm going to go a little bit in depth on this one and go a little bit longer. But we're going to be going over this brands tool. So we're going to be clicking into this. And the purpose of using this tool is to basically narrow down our filter based on the category. Since there are thousands and thousands of brands on Amazon, we want to filter it down to ones that will actually work with us. And we're going to go over the filters together. And we're going to just go over, for an example, let's just go over maybe something like beauty and personal care. And you can go through, obviously, any category you want. You could do automotive, you could do grocery, baby products, stuff like that. And I highly advise, obviously, getting the SmartScout account. I have the middle tier. If you want the higher tier, you can export stuff. It's a great decision regardless, but let's hop right into things. So when you're filtering your products with SmartScout, you're going to want to first pick a category. You're not going to pick a brand because we don't know what brands we want to look for. We don't know what brands we want to work with. And there's hundreds of thousands of brands that exist. So what we're going to do is just pick beauty and personal care. Now, we don't want brands that are dominated by Amazon, obviously. So there's a filter right here called the Amazon in-stock rate. So we're going to filter it just for example. Let's do 0 to 25% of the time they are in stock. We want to do 3 to, let's say, 30 sellers. Now, obviously, we don't want 30 sellers on the listing, but let's just see what the filters come out to. Average selling price, you can put this down. You can leave it blank. Now, it all really depends on the products. Automotive tools and home improvement tools are going to be more expensive than beauty products. So make sure you're switching it. Don't always keep it the same if you do that. And monthly revenue. So this is a big one. We're not going to be focusing on big brands such as, the brands that like are Neutrogena or Clinique and stuff like that, like in my previous video, because some of these brands are not going to work with small fish like us. Now, you can work with their distributors, which is a good way to reach out to those brands by choosing a high revenue amount. But if you're going to go the brand direct route, which is what we're going to focus on today, we're going to look for brands that are doing an average amount of revenue, maybe not something super crazy. And we're going to obviously play with the results. We'll do like 30-ish thousand to 500,000. We can skip this. Average review rating, you can put, 4 to 5. Doesn't matter. I usually just leave these blank and I'll review it myself. Total number of reviews, I keep that blank. You can obviously put that. So if you want existing products that are doing well, you could put reviews in there. Now, I like reviewing this stuff on my own. And total product count is how many products that brand actually carries. So obviously, they have one product, could be private label. It could be that they're just starting out on Amazon. So this is why I leave it blank. Number of FBA sellers, same thing, 3 to 30, but this is going to filter it out regardless. So when we click search, you'll see what pops up. And you can see there's a lot of brands already right out the gate, 783. So your first thought would be, I probably can't call 783 brands today. So we want to kind of look at the results here. And we're going to kind of see like, Amazon in-stock rate. Let's go to the top. And then you're going to see that a lot of these brands, Amazon's actually carrying. So you can play around with the results. And let's just show you guys, if we actually did Amazon in-stock rate to 15%, how many it kicks off? Not as much. So it narrows it down a little bit, but we could still work with this. Now, I usually like filtering by the higher revenue or the higher sold estimated units per month. And we're going to just take a few examples of these of these brands. we're going to dive into it on Amazon itself. So what we're going to do is pick some random brands. Let's see. Could just pick some random ones. Let's just start with the first one. And the purpose of looking these up on Amazon, obviously, is to, one, make sure Amazon's not dominating the listing. And two, you want to make sure there is sellers on the listing. So you're not going to buy it if there's one seller on the listing like this one. So this brand, obviously, which one? Ebony Herbal. This one has 2 sellers. This one has 1 seller, 1 seller. We don't see too many listings with 3+, 4+. So for some reason, maybe it looks like the brand is dominating it or Amazon is dominating it. But I know Amazon isn't dominating it because I cannot see it on my Keepa pop-ups. And this tool here would usually say Amazon's on the listing. So this one I don't really like. You could dive into it a little further by clicking into the actual listings. But from the looks of it, it does not look good to me. This one, I'm not sure why it's pulling up that. Let's see. I'm going to pull up some other listings. And like I said, the purpose is to find listings with numerous FBA sellers on it. So a lot of these listings here, 8+. Now these are all 1. So this one looks good. 8+. Bad rank though. 3, not bad. 5, okay, not bad, but the ranking's really bad. So let's go to, let's actually filter by the let's filter by the revenue estimate. We're gonna do these 2. So as you can see from the data itself, number of sellers is high, which is usually a good sign. Average price, number of estimated units sold, good sign. It's pretty much on the higher end. Average price right here is not bad. Now let's look into some of these. So 1+, 1+, 5+, 4+. So those are the listings you want to look for. But generally what I like looking for is brands that can carry numerous products with a lot, for example, like this one. So this is a great brand that you can potentially hit up because it means there's an existing competition. So that means suppliers probably have it, distributors probably have it, or the brand is selling it to authorized distributors. So this is a perfect example. You could see 3+, 4+, 7+, 2+, stuff like this. And the ranking's really good. They're all sub 30K, which in the beauty category and personal care categories, that's really good. So just for example, just to make sure the brand isn't on it, they could be, but so usually a flat line sign like this usually is indicative of, a controlled pricing by the distributors or by the brand direct accounts. So this is a great brand to potentially hit up. And it looks like a lot of them have high reviews. So these could be authorized distributors, people that have been on Amazon for a long time, authorized retailers, their name, a lot of authorized people. So this is the perfect example of a product and a brand that you can contact to potentially land a brand direct deal with. And pretty much what you would do if you have the high plan, the business plan, you can actually export all of this data into an Excel sheet, do the same for every other category, export it into the same Excel sheet, copy and paste it over, put it on one, and then pretty much go through the process of calling all these brands. Now, this video is more brand direct route, but it's also the same exact thing for distributors. If the brands say no, your follow-up question would be, what authorized retailers can I contact for wholesale? Or what authorized distributors should I contact for wholesale, not retailers? But that would be the process of going about it from a denial from the brand direct route. And then you can ask for distributors and go from there. If they offer you, 5, 10 of their US distributors, that's great. You write them down, you star that email, and then you contact them. and you ask for their pricing. You say, hey, I'm interested in this brand. I've contacted them already. They pointed me in your direction. Do you have a pricing list? Here's my tax cert. Here's my EIN LLC info. And then you go about it that way. And then that's pretty much the process of going the brand direct route using SmartScout. If you have any other questions, obviously feel free to ask in the free Discord. Students, you know where to ask. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video.